Welcome to Spooky Month. This week we're talking about a classic thriller with Lon Chaney, the man of 1,000 faces.
This is awkward.
This is 1920's The Penalty. After a tragic car accident, a boy's legs are mistakenly amputated below the knee by the inexperienced surgeon, Dr. Ferris. Ferris and his mentor discuss this terrible tragedy in front of the apparently unconscious patient, agreeing to cover up the malpractice, which I'm sure won't have any long-term ramifications. Fast forward 27 years, and the disfigured boy grew into Blizzard, an Al Capone-level gangster who wreaks havoc on San Francisco from his place in the infamous Barbary Coast. This hard, angry man has little time for people or things that don't serve his purpose. Elsewhere, a federal Secret Service agent explains a dangerous assignment to undercover Agent Rose. Since Blizzard's organization runs incredibly deep, catching him from the outside is impossible, but planting someone deep inside may bring up prosecutable illegal acts. Blizzard proves over and over to be an evil bastard, and the only thing that soothes the savage beast is playing piano while a captive runs a foot pedals. But any mistake brings retribution. It is incredibly clear that the misplaced vengeance and animosity over the loss of his legs runs incredibly deep. We meet Dr. Ferris again, now a prominent surgeon with a happy life and a daughter learning to be an artist. Barbara feels the need to create one great piece of art before she'll accept marrying Ferris's assistant, Dr. Allen. After witnessing the fact that Blizzard has a fucking fire pole,
"You gotta try this pole!"
Blizzard discovers a classified ad seeking an artist model for Satan, put out by Barbara. He decides upon a diabolical plan to take vengeance on Ferris through his daughter. When they meet, he even goes so far as to tell Barbara that many judges say he resembles Satan. And I can see why. While he's away, Rose sneaks into his office, finding something incredible. Under a fireplace, Blizzard has built an underground base featuring a medical facility, fully stocked armory, and a prison. Later, Blizzard discovers his office has been searched, but the way that Rose helps him play the piano brings out more good in his music, and by extension him. His modeling with Barbara continues, as do his plans to wreak havoc on the city. He also finds a new set of prospective legs, currently attached to Dr. Allen. The revenge scheme on Ferris gains its own legs, as Blizzard plans to make Ferris believe he's kidnapped Barbara, and the only way to get her back is to graft Allen's legs onto Blizzard himself. In between discussions of plans for citywide chaos, with Blizzard leading the charge on his new legs, and Rose being outed as a government plant, Blizzard continues to work his way into Barbara's good graces, going so far as to profess his real love for her. Her response is an extremely shocked laugh, which, quote, breaks loose all of his hellborn passions. This sparks off everything that he was planning. Allen is kidnapped, and a captive Rose is forced to mislead the cops and Ferris about Barbara being taken. I'm not pulling your leg. The last act of this movie is melodramatic as hell, and frankly, the stuff of leg end. You need to see it. If nothing else, it's worth finding out why this movie is called The Penalty. 1920's The Penalty is a dramatic thriller directed by Wallace Worsley and starring the absolute cinematic titan, Lon Chaney. If you're unfamiliar with the name, I guarantee you know the face. This was a breakout role for Chaney, and it shows from early on in his career a willingness to experiment with makeup and prosthetics. He wore a harness designed to restrain his legs, allowing him to walk around on his kneecaps. But it was so painful he could only handle it for a short time. He truly suffered for his craft, sustaining permanent knee muscle damage in the process. I'll say if you take nothing else from this film, the physicality that he brings to the role is astonishing. More than that, especially in an age of silent film, the emotions he conveys stands out as incredible to me. You believe something broke in him when his pain is laughed at, and he oozes sinister intent when he's wronged. Chaney is known as the man of 1,000 faces, and I'd like to think his ability to emote is in addition to the many characters he played. The original film release apparently included a short clip of Chaney out of character to prove he wasn't an amputee, but no version of that survives. However, we do get shots of him standing on his own 2 feet, which would hopefully reinforce that point to contemporary audiences. Outside of Chaney, The Penalty has a lot of good, but it is melodramatic as hell, which honestly wasn't terribly uncommon at that point. It leans heavily into the idea of heaven and hell, which works at times, but can also be quite heavy-handed. The very line the movie's title is built on, "Fate chained me to evil, and therefore I must pay the penalty," could be seen as a bit much. Reviews at that time highlight Chaney's acting as excellent, with some mention of uneven action and overdue melodrama. In modern reviews, it has a 7.5 on IMDb and continues to mostly please. I ran across this on a TCM Chaney marathon and was automatically hooked. It goes to show that in and out of makeup, the man was an absolute master from early in his career. Outside of Chaney, they really put the work in. The acting is solid and the sets are very well done, with the secret chamber fireplace being a highlight that deserves to be noted. Overall, it holds up as an entertaining experience. If you like early gangster flicks or are just interested in Masters of the Craft, I'd highly suggest this. It's not as well known as Public Enemy or Little Caesar, but it's very well considered and has the same old school evil goodness you'd expect from James Cagney or Edward G. Robinson. In 2009, it made Empire's list of the greatest gangster movies you've never seen, probably, and if that's not an endorsement, I'm not sure what is. It's readily available across the wider web and on physical media with some decent extras. So what do you think? Suggestions for movies? Trivial questions? Comments, ratings, and an underground layer of my very own would be appreciated. Thank you so very much for watching.